There are reasons why many millennials still struggle with money. Do you want to know what they are? Do you not want to stay broke? Then give this video a watch till the end. It's called Cracking the Code: 5 Factors Keeping Millennials Broke. It'll shine on why millennials often face financial challenges. Keep watching till the end to learn what mistakes you might be making, how to fix them, and start your journey towards financial success. But before everything else, give love to Luxo-Life and let's get started. Factor 5: Credit card debt. On Factor 5, we have the most common financial stumbling block for many millennials: credit card debt. It's a big issue because millennials tend to carry more of this kind of debt than previous generations. You might wonder why that is. Well, it's partly because credit cards are so easy to get and use. They offer quick access to money, but it's money you have to pay back, often with high interest rates. Here's the deal with credit card debt: it can sneak up on you. You might start with just a small balance, thinking you'll pay it off next month. But then unexpected expenses come up, and before you know it, that balance has grown. Plus, there's the temptation to use credit cards for things you don't really need but want in the moment. It's like a cycle that's hard to break out of once you're in it. So, what's the impact of all this credit card debt? Well, it can weigh you down financially, making it harder to save money or invest in things that really matter, like buying a home or starting a business. And let's not forget the stress it can cause. Constantly worrying about how to pay off your credit card bills can take a toll on your mental health and overall well-being. The bottom line is, if you're a millennial struggling with credit card debt, you're not alone. It's a common issue, but it's one that can be tackled with some smart strategies, like creating a budget, cutting back on unnecessary expenses, and paying more than the minimum balance each month. With some discipline and determination, you can break free from the cycle of credit card debt and take control of your financial future. Factor 4: Car payments. We all love cars. They're convenient, they get us where we need to go, and let's face it, they're kind of cool. But for many millennials, owning a car comes with a hefty price tag in the form of auto loan debt. This is Factor 4, and it's a big one. See, auto loans are common among millennials, but what's concerning is that young borrowers are having trouble keeping up with their payments. So why are millennials struggling with auto loan debt? Well, it could be due to a few reasons. First, cars are expensive, and when you're young and just starting out in your career, you might not have the income to afford a brand new car outright. So you turn to financing options like auto loans to make that purchase possible. But here's the thing, those monthly payments can add up, especially if you're also dealing with other expenses like rent, student loans, or credit card debt. Now, falling behind on car payments can have some serious consequences. Not only does it damage your credit score, making it harder to get approved for loans in the future, but it can also lead to repossession. Imagine waking up one day to find your car gone because you couldn't keep up with the payments. It's a scary thought, but unfortunately, it's a reality for most millennials who are struggling financially. So what can you do if you find yourself in this situation? Well, first step is to take a hard look at your finances and figure out where you can make cuts. Maybe you can downgrade to a more affordable car or explore alternative transportation options like public transit or biking. And don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it. There are resources available like financial counseling services that can help you get back on track and avoid falling further into debt. Factor 3: Rising costs of living. A house is not a home when you're drowning in debt because of it. That's the crux of Factor 3: the rising costs of living, especially when it comes to housing and home prices. It's no secret that finding affordable housing can be tough, especially for millennials who are just starting out in their careers and may not have a lot of money to spare. But as housing costs continue to climb, many young people are finding themselves trapped in a cycle of debt and inflation. So what's driving these rising costs? Well, there are a few factors at play. For one, there's a simple law of supply and demand. As more people move to cities in search of job opportunities and a better quality of life, the demand for housing goes up. And when demand outstrips supply, prices go up too. Then there's inflation, which affects the cost of goods and services across the board, including housing. When inflation is high, the prices of everything from groceries to gas to rent go up, putting even more pressure on millennials' wallets. But it's not just housing costs that are on the rise, it's everything else too. From healthcare to education to everyday essentials like food and clothing, the cost of living keeps going up, making it harder for millennials to make ends meet. And when you're already struggling to pay rent or make mortgage payments, the last thing you need is more debt piling up. So what's the solution? Well, it's not an easy fix, that's for sure, but one thing millennials can do is to be smart about their finances. That means budgeting carefully, cutting back on non-essential expenses, and exploring alternative housing options like renting or co-living. It also means advocating for policies that address the root causes of rising costs, like investing in affordable housing and healthcare, and tackling income inequality. It won't be easy, but by working together, millennials can start to chip away the factors keeping them broke and build a brighter financial future for themselves and future generations. Factor 2. Student loan debt. Despite being labeled as good debt, student loans often lead to significant challenges for many Americans, especially those in their 30s. See, student loan debt can be like a weight dragging you down as you try to navigate through life. It's not just about paying off the debt itself, it's also about the delays it can cause in achieving important life milestones. So why are so many people in their 30s still struggling with student loan debt? Well, for starters, the cost of higher education has skyrocketed in recent years. Tuition fees have gone up by over 1,100% since 1977, far outpacing the rate of inflation. And while student loans may seem like a necessary evil for many young people who want to pursue higher education and better job prospects, the reality is they can have long-lasting consequences. These consequences can range from delaying important life milestones like getting married, buying a home, or starting a family, to impacting mental health and overall well-being. Imagine wanting to settle down and start a family, but feeling like you can't because you're drowning in student loan debt. It's a stressful situation that many millennials find themselves in, and it can take a toll in their quality of life. So what's the solution? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer, but there are some steps that individuals can take to manage their student loan debt and move forward with their lives. This might include exploring options for loan forgiveness or income-driven repayment plans, refinancing at lower interest rates, or simply making extra payments whenever possible to pay off the debt faster. And on a more broader scale, it means advocating for policies that make higher education more affordable and accessible for everyone, regardless of their financial situation. By working together, we can help alleviate the burden of student loan debt and empower millennials to achieve their goals and dreams. And Factor 1. Delayed life milestones. This is also related to Factor 2, and it's a tough reality for most millennials: delayed life milestones. You see, when you're saddled with student loan debt, it can put a hold on all sorts of important life goals. Things like paying off other loans, getting married, saving for retirement, Buying a home, traveling, and even starting a family can all be pushed back because of the financial strain caused by student loans. Picture this. You've just graduated from college, eager to start your adult life and achieve your dreams. But instead of feeling excited about the future, you're weighed down by the burden of student loan debt. You know you want to buy a home someday, maybe even start a family, but it feels like an impossible dream when you're struggling just to make ends meet. And it's not just about the big milestones either. It's the little things too, like going out to dinner with friends or taking a weekend trip. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, even these small luxuries can feel out of reach. It's like a constant juggling act of trying to balance your financial responsibilities with your desire to live a fulfilling life. But here's the thing, you're not alone. Millions of millennials are facing the same challenges, and while it may feel overwhelming at times, there are steps you can take to overcome them. Whether it's creating a budget, exploring income-driven repayment plans for your student loans, or seeking out financial assistance programs, there are resources available to help you get back on track and start making progress towards your goals. It may not be easy, but with determination and perseverance, you can overcome the obstacles in your path and achieve the life you've always dreamed of. And those are the 5 factors that can keep millennials struggling financially. We hope you gained a better understanding of them and now have some ideas on what steps to take in your own life. We're here to support you, Luxo lovers. If this video has sparked any insights from you, please show your support by liking, commenting, and sharing with others. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay in the loop. Until next time, Luxo lovers,